Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Tuesday, April 22nd, and the energies in the day adds up and reduce to number 8 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So on Sunday, I mentioned Sunday's energy felt like a day for a marriage or some kind of social gathering, where today's energy would feel like similar energy, but today's energy would feel like the kind of energy that is used to lock in some kind of contract. Is what I'm getting, because it's like the 4th month. The number 4 deals with systems, stability, foundation. The day is the 22, more foundational energy. And then the energies in the day adds up and reduce to number 8 vibration. And the number 8 deals with the contracts. It deals with the commitment. It deals with the cycles of a thing. So when it comes to today's energy, something about today's energy brings me to major contractual agreement. Whether it's someone today getting up and having to go sign some major contractual agreement, going to court. It just feels like strong legal energies when it comes to today. Today feels like strong agent in the matrix type of energy. I say that because there's something very repetitive, cyclical aspect to the day, but also something very serious about it. To a certain extent is what I'm getting when it comes to the spirit guidance. And if it ain't a serious day, it might just feel that way. When it comes to the spirit guidance, we have the cheetah energy. The cheetah energy as spirit guidance for me today would bring me to the thought of, so I think of like, say someone it's like, say someone's closing on a house or closing on an apartment or something to that. And it's almost as if like you gotta run and you gotta go get a cashier's check. You gotta run and you gotta go get a signature. It's like today would feel as if like, it's like you have to run to your most recent past to gather information. Like I think of the person having to file their taxes real quick or having to run back to go get something in order to move forward. Even though if, it won't be until say Thursday for someone where it's like Thursday you get Thursday the doors open type of vibe, where today it's like you're running back and forth and you're making things happen, trying to tie up loose ends. And today could be a bit of a stressful day. And the reason why it's a bit of a stressful day, or it can be, not for everyone, but it could be a bit of a stressful day in the sense, like I think of the nerves as far as like, is this going to work out? Will this work out? It's like that kind of vibe. Something about the nerves and worrying about if things are going to work out. Also too, when it comes to today's energy, it's just big emphasis on stability. And today could be one of those days that we find ourselves overspending. And the overspending from today could be in a way, it's like retail therapy, avoiding feeling whatever it is that we're feeling today. That is something that is also coming up. When it comes to today's energy too, I feel like when it's all said and done, and later on when you're home after a long day, today is a day to sit back and reflect on the way how you do things. Like all the things that had to get done today, sit back and look at the cycle of how you do things. There's something about the way how you do things and something that needs to be addressed or understood in the way how you, or something that needs to be tweaked when it comes to the way how you do things. I feel like in today's energy, I think of the person who, say today, they have to run and do a bunch of random things, collect a bunch of random information from their past in order to open the door to walk into this new life of theirs. And it's like today would be a day to sit back when it's all said and done after you've gathered everything. Today would be a day to sit and reflect and say, well, you know, if I was more organized, today wouldn't have to be as stressful. Why don't I have my tax information organized in a certain way? Why don't I have this or that information organized in a certain way? It's like something about today's energy and being all over the place when it comes to today's energy, or all over the place when it comes to dealing with something pertaining today. It's like something from that helps you to see, okay, I need to tighten up. I need a better system. I need a better way about going about doing things, because this way of going about things is just, it worked, but I all the energy that I put into it, like, it wasn't necessary. I didn't have to give up all this energy. I didn't have to travel all the way across town to visit that market because I actually have one on my side of town. It's like after the work has gone into something today, it's like after that, something finally clicks and it's like, I could do things different. That's what I'm getting when it comes to today, where it's like you're called into, you're having to do a thing, and it's after you realize that I could do things different. Things could be done a lot different. And also too, when it comes to today's energy, there's a big emphasis on time. So whether a whole bunch of time or energy was put out towards something, and something requiring so much time and energy, it didn't have to require that much time and energy, but it's not until after we're realizing, because today could be one of those days where from the moment we open our eyes, it just feels like, it's like from the moment some of us open our eyes, it could be that kind of energy where it feels like, you know, you hurt you bumped your something the other day and you thought it wasn't nothing. And then today you wake up with an ache. It's like today you wake up with some form of discomfort. And also to be careful when it comes to the discomfort or the irritation, because the discomfort or the irritation that some of us are dealing with today can come from insecurities that make whatever it is that you're dealing with in the current moment feel a lot more bigger than it actually is. That's something to also look into today, where it's like something about today's energy, things could feel exaggerated. And for some of us, we might not realize how exaggerated it feels until after, when it's all said and done. But in the moment, like, you know, whatever felt justified. But after, when we look back, it's like, damn, well, you know, that was a little bit exaggerated. Like, I did kind of go a little bit too far with that. And with Mercury in Aries, positively speaking to Mars, maybe I said a little bit too much. Maybe I was a little bit too aggressive. Maybe I was a little bit too forceful. It's something that also comes to mind when it comes to today's energy. And also too, when it comes to today's energy, big emphasis when it comes to power struggle with those who consider themselves to be authority figures, or those we put in the position and consider them to be authority figures. And it's interesting how we give people the title as authorities based on how we choose to see them. Yes, in some cases, you know, we're conditioned when a person has a uniform on, they are the authority of that thing based on their uniform. And in some cases, yes, you know, a person might be an expert on a thing because they've dedicated so much years to learning about a thing and understanding a thing. But just because a person is an expert on a thing doesn't mean that, you know, us as individuals, we don't have opinions too, and that our opinions don't matter when it comes to a thing. Because I think of, like, say, the person who might have a strong intuition for themselves when it comes to their health, and their strong intuition and what they're being guided to do is completely against what their, you know, their medical provider is saying they should do. And the medical provider has way more experience when it comes to a thing, but that person has more experience when it comes to themselves as an individual. So they definitely want to take that into consideration and not just dismiss a thing just because someone in authority says so. It's like your opinion matters also. And I feel like when it comes to today's energy, there could be power struggles with those who are in authority. And I feel like sometimes unconsciously we'll put the title of authority onto certain people, maybe because of like the way they carry themselves. Like I think of like maybe say the tone of a person's voice, or maybe the conviction within them will automatically give a person authority over us when they didn't ask to be that authority over us. So when it comes to today's energy, like I said, we get lost in the energies of the day and we go with the flow of it, but it's after we take a step back and reflect on how things could have been done differently. Let's pause for a bit. I am proud of the services that I offer and excited to tell you about them. If it would be your first time booking with me, then I recommend the natal chart and numerology awareness coaching session. For a while, that was the only service I offered, along with the 30 minutes tarot reading, which is still available if you're interested. I noticed the pattern. At the end of the natal chart and numerology coaching sessions, some of you would ask me for a follow-up service options for additional clarity and guidance to assist you with whatever you're going through at the moment. I kept saying, I'll look into it. I don't know why it took me so long. Finally, I have created that option along with the service option to book a solar return chart reading for those of you who are strategic and like to plan ahead. Everything you need to know is within the description box below. Let's get back into the video. So when it comes to the tarot, we have the King of Wands in the upright position. And with the King of Wands and the cheetah energy, it brings me to an action-packed day, a day that requires we get up and we're moving, we're busy. Where with the day being the 22nd, I think of the person who is busy, worrying about everybody else but themselves. Something about today's energy requires us showing up and taking action. But like I said, when it's all said and done, we're going to get clues on how we could do things better, how we could tighten up the systems and the cycles within our lives, because we've all been given a system or a cycle to live by. And, just because we were given it doesn't mean it's what's best for us. And it's as we mature, we have to take a step back and be honest with ourselves about what works for us and what doesn't work for us, and make the proper changes needed. And I feel like today is one of those days where it's after the day is over, you take a step back and you're like, I'm not going to do this again, or I'm not going to do that again. But today's a day where you take a step back and you look at the overall, you look at your overall foundation, and it's like, what could I do different? The answers will come up when it comes to today's, the answers will come up when it comes to today's energy, for sure. Pleasure sharing this message with you. Before you go anywhere, let me know you're here with me by dropping me a pink heart in the comment box below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.